Welcome, bienvenidos. Today we are talking about Dean Withers. And who is Dean Withers? And am I saying his name right? I don't know and I don't care. But here's the thing. I was scrolling through TikTok as one does and last night, and it turns out that I saw a video that mentioned Dean Withers. And I had no idea who that was by name. So curiosity got the best of me and I went on Google and searched it. And as soon as I saw this face, I know exactly who they were talking about. Now, there's a little tradition on this channel that I have a bad habit of judging somebody prematurely, according to some sources, harshly according to others, and 100% right every single time. So I went ahead. That doesn't mean I've never been wrong about somebody, but there's something about getting a reaction about a particular person. It's a certain I don't even know how to explain it, but when I get that particular reaction, when I see somebody or when I interact with somebody, I know that I'm right. And I hate when people don't listen to me because I know I'm right. But just to let you know, there's two other cases in which I have the same perspective. One of them is Margaret Atwood. Is that her name? The lady who wrote the Handmaid's Tale. And the other one is, I keep telling you people, Jane Elliott is not all, it's a little smoke and mirror. Anyway, bottom line is that I get the same reaction from this particular kid. Now, the other two people, one of them has already had her downfall. That would be Atwood. The other one, Jane Elliott, has not had as big a fall from grace, but at the same time, she's 91. So what can possibly, she's going to be dead before people realize that there's something not right on this equation. Anyway, I don't want people to think that whenever I see a white person dismantling certain types of phobias or resentments or discrimination, they're being hypocrites, because that's not what I'm saying. So going back to Dean. I see the name Dean Withers. It doesn't register. I go ahead, do the search on Google. As soon as I see that face, I'm like, oh. And the thing that cracks me up is, I say, when this kid falls from grace, it's going to be big and it's going to be very bad. Because I know it's coming. Now, I thought about that back in November. Ironically, at the same time that I'm thinking these thoughts, an entire segment of the social media spectrum, specifically the Native American TikTok and the Native American communities online, have been talking about this. But because I don't search for this kid, I don't care for this kid, I don't watch him, it had never fallen on my suggested page or on my FYP or whichever social media I was looking at. So come to find out that this child has been called out several times by the Native American community for something that I'm going to call pretending. If you know, you know. Apparently this child decided that he was going to say that he was Native American. Here's the thing. There are a lot of Native Americans that look like me, because we all come from generations of some sort of native blood. There's a lot of people that look like me that have ancestors that are Native Americans. So him being blonde and white doesn't mean that he's not. The problem comes when people start asking questions and you cannot answer them correctly. And the funny thing is that, unlike other things that have come out, like he had made some I think it was like some tweets that were supposed to be the very bad towards black people and whatnot. Those I'm not going to take as seriously, not because I don't believe they happened or didn't happen, but because when it comes to screenshots, I don't believe anything I cannot see for myself. There have been too many circumstances where people have taken screenshots and manipulated them and make them look like somebody said something, when in reality that's not what they said. And there's always been the one or two screenshots where you have the screenshot right there. You see exactly what the person wrote. And I'm telling you because this has happened to me. And people have interpreted it to mean something else, ignoring the last line or the first line. And you're sitting there like, but it says it right there. Why aren't you getting what I put down? But that's another story for another day. Bottom line is that I'm basing this solely on the information from Native American TikTok, the actual video that for example, on Twitter, when you do a space, that you have the screenshots of the accounts, but you don't have the person talking, but you know it's them because it's their account. I saw this particular video, and I can tell it's his voice. Him explaining himself, actually, let's just say that when he was explaining himself, he was actually proving that he is not. Is that the reaction was kind of swift with them, but I had never seen anything of this. Now, fast forward to about a month ago. I would say, and I'm not laughing because of what happened. I'm laughing about because of what he did. When Charlie Kirk was dismissed from this earth, okay? Dean went on a live. I don't know if he was already on a live when the news came out, but I do recall the actual video, which again is why I'm absolutely sure that this actually happened, because I actually saw it. He was very upset that Charlie Kirk was gone. Now, personally, I thought that this was projection, because as somebody that debates people of opposing points of view, I was thinking that maybe he was feeling a little vulnerable because, you know, if they did it to him, they can do it to me. Fair. But did I think it rises to the level of crying over somebody? Not necessarily, especially if it's somebody that you don't like and you don't agree with, which is what he said. I'm not saying that I personally, I don't cry for people I don't like. So that video made people start searching for this person, and they started finding all kinds of things about him. At which point the Native American community said, well, let me get this straight. When we told you that he was a pretending, you had no problem with him. You still praised him and put him up on a pedestal and whatnot. But now that he's crying over Charlie Kirk, now all of a sudden you're paying attention and you're finding all this evidence against it. Well, this is what I'm going to say about that. I've never liked this kid. Like, again, Jane Elliott and Atwood and other, because if you've watched the channel before, I've had comments about other people that I thought were fake. I didn't trust him from jump. But there's something about this kid and the way he debated people. And here's the thing. When I was a young kid, I went to private school. I went to Catholic school. And we love to do debates. And there's one thing that I learned about debates is to actually pay attention to what people are saying to try to find the flaw, whether you agree with them or not. And there were way too many times when I saw this kid make arguments that were flawed and that I could poke holes through them. And I said, if the person debating him was a little smarter or was not in the spot, they could catch those. Another thing that I learned in debate is that you always, when you're saying something, you make sure that you leave no doubt of what you're saying. I don't know, something about it didn't seem right. So to find out now that he's not what he seems to be is not surprising at all. And I want to leave you with one last thing. I've been accused many, many times of thinking that I'm smarter than everybody else. I'm not smarter than most people because I don't know things because I think I'm smarter or because I am smarter. The reason why I can tell things before they happen or I can see things coming from a mile away is because I've been here for almost 59 years. People don't trust my judgment because I'm smart or pretty. They trust my judgment because I've been here longer. And maybe now, because I've done this over and over again, and if you know, you know, Maybe this time will be the time when some of you will realize, no, she's not smart. It's not that she thinks she's smarter than me. It's not that she thinks she's smart at all. It's that she's been here long enough to see certain patterns and realize something is fishy when it is. I cannot wait to hear what you have to say about Din. If you know who he is, let me know in the comments. If you had any suspicions, or if you don't know another story that I don't know about, let me know about that too, because I am enjoying this a lot. He's not going to have a fall. He's not going to fall from grace. The people who love him are still going to love him. He's not going to lose tons of money like some people think he is. But here's the one last thing. I don't care if you're on the left or on the right. If you're a grifter, you should be exposed. If he really isn't a grifter, he just changed his ways or changed his mind after a while, it will come out. If he is a grifter, it would also come out. And then you can make your own decision if you want to support him or not. Me, I'm just going to sit here and wait. And if you want to support us, you can always follow us on Patreon. On Patreon, you get the complete unedited version of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a wonderful day.